Sometimes the issue on movie night is not about the movie. It is when quality time becomes a test that you cannot pass. Watch what happens when a man is home in the evening and the other person says, "Let's watch something together." Nothing dramatic, no big conversation, no major decision, just two people at home trying to relax at the end of the day. She says, "You pick." So he picks something. And right away she says, "I don't want to see that one." Okay, that can happen. People have preferences. Not every movie is for everyone. So he picks another one. "Oh, I saw that one already." Still fine. So they keep scrolling. Then she points to something on the screen and says, "What about that one?" And he says, "I actually started watching that one while I was on the treadmill." And suddenly the room changes. "Wait, you watched that without me? I cannot believe you didn't ask me first. I wanted us to watch that together. You didn't even think of me?" Now pause for a second. A moment ago, she said that she had already watched something too. And somehow that was normal. But now, when he watched something alone, a new rule appears. A rule that was never told. A rule that seems to apply to him, but not equally to both of them. And now, the movie is gone. Now, he is defending whether he is selfish, whether he is inconsiderate, whether he cares about spending time together, whether he should have known about something that was never said out loud. That is the confusing part. He thought they were picking something to watch, but somehow, without warning, he's on trial for not caring. So he tries to make it simple. He hands over the remote and says, "Here, you choose." Not angrily, not dramatically, just trying to avoid another wrong answer. And she picks something he has already shown no interest in. Not as a conversation, not as, "Would this work for you?" Just as the new default. So he sits there, quiet, checked out, trying not to make it worse. And then comes the next accusation. "Why are you not interested? I thought you wanted to spend time together. You never want to do anything with me." And now he feels invisible in his own home. Because when he chose, his choices were rejected. When he had watched something alone, he was blamed. When he gave up the remote, he was treated like he checked out. And when he was not excited about something he never chose, that became proof that he didn't care. So let's slow this situation down. One frustrating movie night can happen. People are tired. People get disappointed. Sometimes couples miss each other. Sometimes someone just wants connection and doesn't even know how to ask for it clearly. That is real. Do not turn one awkward evening into a verdict. But if this situation keeps happening to you, you need to pay attention. If you are invited to choose, but every choice you make is wrong, that is not nothing. If unspoken rules appear only after you break them, that is not nothing. If the standard applies to you, but not equally to the other person, that is not nothing. That is important information. If you're new here, I'm David. This is Silent But Standing. I created this YouTube channel for Jewish men who are trying to stay connected to Hashem, to dignity, and to truth, while navigating relationships that can feel painful, confusing, or deeply lonely. And I want to be clear, this is not about accusing anyone. It is not about diagnosing anyone. It is not about deciding your private situation from one night on the couch. This is about slowing down enough to notice what keeps happening to you. Because sometimes the scene looks small. Movie night, a remote, a few rejected choices, a little tension on the couch. But over time, these small scenes can train a man to disappear. He stops choosing. He stops suggesting. He stops saying what he wants. He starts asking a very different question. Not, what would I enjoy, but which answer will create the least tension in this household? And then later, the story becomes, see, you never engage. You never care. You never want quality time. But let's look at the pattern. Were you unwilling to connect? Or did connection become a place where your preferences didn't matter? Your intentions were questioned, and every move could become evidence against you. That is the part you need to notice. Not to attack anyone, not to keep score, not to make any major life decision from one moment. Just to tell yourself the truth about the outcome. From a Torah perspective, Shalom Bayis matters. Time together matters. Connection matters. A husband should care about closeness. He should not hide behind indifference and call it patience. But connection is not control. Being mevater is beautiful when it's chosen freely, but being mevater does not mean that your preferences never matter. Shalom Bayis does not mean one person gets to create the rules after the fact, reject your answers, and then blame you for going quiet. And quality time is not quality if one person gets to reject, accuse, choose, and then call the other person distant for shutting down. Shalom, peace, is not built by making one person afraid to have a preference. So don't explode over the movie. Don't turn the couch into a courtroom, and don't use one evening as proof of the whole relationship. Just write it down. What were you asked to do? What did you choose? What happened when you chose? What rule suddenly appeared afterward? Did that rule apply equally? And what changed in you by the end of the night? Look at the outcome. Did the evening create closeness? Did it create honesty? Did it make room for both people to exist? Or did it turn a quiet night at home into another place where you had to defend your character? And if this is part of a repeated pattern that you're experiencing in the same relationship, please speak it through with someone grounded and wise. Whether it's a Rav, a therapist, a mentor, some qualified professional who understands your situation, someone who will not push you into panic and will not help you keep pretending nothing is happening. No private details in the comments, please. Just comment the word clarity. If this helped you, name something that you have been experiencing quietly. And if you're a Jewish man trying to stay connected to Hashem, dignity, and truth while carrying things most people don't even see, subscribe to Silent But Standing. Because sometimes the movie is not the issue. The issue is what happens to you when even relaxing together becomes a test that you simply cannot pass. You may be silent, but you are still standing.